Welcome back to another episode of New Earth Rhythm. And guys, the moment is here. The time has come. We're going to dive into human design, specifically self-actualization through human design. It is such a gift. It is such a tool for fulfilling your highest potential. And isn't that what it's all about, right? So, self-actualization, right? It's the process of realizing and fulfilling your highest potential. It's about becoming the most authentic version of yourself, living in alignment with your purpose, values, and your inherent gifts and genius. This is exactly what human design does. It spells it out for you based in your birth configuration, which is just so divine. It takes a snapshot of where all the planets were located at the moment of your birth, how that corresponds to the 64 hexagrams of the Chinese I Ching, how it corresponds to the Hindu chakra system. It also brings in quantum physics, biochemistry, physiology, and then the human design system is further developed upon by the gene keys, which you hear me talk about all the time. I just got into the gene keys in the last few episodes, and now I'm going to, move us right into human design. And so, human design is this tool that literally spells out for you your greatest gifts, your innate gifts in this lifetime, and how your unique energy operates. So, it gives us this really deep self awareness, a map to living authentically, living in alignment with your unique energy, your unique rhythm, how to creatively express yourself. It's a map to inner fulfillment, emotional resilience, spiritual connection, and truly seeing how you yourself are this unique puzzle piece that fits in so beautifully to your family, to your friend group, to your community, to the whole, at your job, wherever you work, who you work with, who you collaborate with, who you're in, business partnerships with. You see how really at the end of the day, you are all these beautiful puzzle pieces that come together to create this beautiful whole. And so I'm just going to talk about, I just briefly said what human design is. It is this synthesis. It was channeled in 1987 by a man who later changed his name to Ra Uru Hu. He called it the voice. It was like a few days, I believe it was like 9 days of like these intense downloads where he was given all of these visions and these insights and these, urges and knowledge all about how to weave together these ancient systems and seeing how they all come together, like the Chinese I Ching, like the Hindu chakra system, and then Western astrology, Eastern astrology, and quantum physics, biochemistry, like I just said. So it's this beautiful synthesis. And when I was first drawn to this, the year 1987 stood out to me because I've seen it in other esoteric and like mystery school teachings is 1987. And then when I found the gene keys, what really piqued my interest was the year 1987 is known as the harmonic convergence, which is the first phase of our threefold awakening sequence, with the three key years being 1987 harmonic convergence, 2012 melodic resonance, 2027 rhythmic symphony. These are the three phases of our spiritual awakening. This dimensional shift corresponds with major planetary transits in Western astrology. This is the Great Awakening, okay? And it all began in 1987 with this supernova in a neighboring galaxy, which created unprecedented celestial alignments, which permanently altered humans' brain chemistry and allowed them to finally perceive the unifying truth of all the greatest teachings and systems of the ages, Eastern and Western, left and right hemisphere of the brain, synthesizing. It's the age of synthesis. And so that is the exact moment that this man, Ra Uru Hu, synthesized all of these different systems into one system, which is the frequency of human design. So it is a tool. It is powerful. It's all about synthesizing ancient texts and, modern sciences and synthesizing the left and right hemispheres of the brain and of the body. So it is this powerful synthesis that it was gifted to humanity so that it will literally spell out for you how you can self actualize and turn your gifts on in this lifetime. Because I believe that if you are here right now and you are awake on your spiritual journey, which I do believe that most of humanity is awake at this point, I believe that your soul chose to come here, or you were selected to come here because you're part of the A team. Okay, like God, Goddess, Divine Source, Universe was like, okay, this is going to be a big time period, 1987 to 2027. We're going to send in a bunch of like, quote, star seeds. We're going to send in a bunch of angels, like light workers, those that have already self actualized, those that have already been on the ascension path, sending them back in so that they have that shot at remembering who they truly are, remembering oneness, remembering unity, and will help humanity usher in this great change because we are the ones changing the world from the inside out. We are the ones creating a better future for tomorrow. Like we are the future ancestors. We are the future healed ancestors. We came here now to heal our lineage, heal our bloodline, heal our ancestry, and heal all of our collective karma and collective shadows and personal karma and personal shadows so that in this lifetime we can self-actualize and transmute the shadows into the gift. And then you impart your gift onto the world. You change the world by igniting your gifts. You give your gift before you die. Because as you do that, as we're all the age of alchemists. Everyone who is alive and awake today is an alchemist. And as you do this work of alchemy and self actualization, as you turn your shadows into your gifts, you're quite literally changing your DNA. You're activating your divine solar Christ DNA. You are turning on your RNA and that permeates throughout the entire collective and you're changing your bloodline. And then if you do have children, that's what gets passed along to the children. These are literal genetic mutations that we are passing along. These are the crystalline activated DNA that we are passing along to our children. This is what the Great Awakening is. This is the dimensional shift. You are turning on your gifts, and then that it has a reflection in the outer world, right? So as you raise your own consciousness, the consciousness of Earth herself evolves because it's a universal law that what is ever happening in your internal development, in your inner world, it will be directly reflected in the outer external findings in the universe. Okay, this is quantum reality, this is quantum physics, and this is the pathway to self actualization. And human design is a tool to help us self actualize. It's literally like a life hack because our world has gotten so out of control in our society. It's like just so unnatural. Our world is so unnatural. And that's why a lot of people are struggling or were struggling, in the early, when they were out of alignment, when they were still asleep, when they were allowing themselves to be programmed and conditioned, um, and, being programmed by the world around us, by their family, by the media machine. We all felt so much resistance. Like there's a greater reason why anxiety and depression and chronic illness and disease is just so rampant in the Western world. It's because our world is so completely unnatural. And all of us felt it. We all felt like, oh my God, I have to make all these compromises, kind of kill off parts of my soul just to get by, just to make a living, just to hustle and grind and do what is expected of me and enter into the monotonous education system and then become a cog in the wheel, a cog in the machine, become a worker and make all these compromises. And then people are, super sick. Their mental health is absolutely shot. Their spiritual health is shot. There's so much like confusion and distraction and numbing out. And it's leading to all of these like unfulfilled, unactualized lives, right? And we're here to break the chains. We're here to do it differently. We're here to say no and remove that victim mentality and step into the powerful creators that we are born to be. Human beings are so powerful. Humans were not created to be limited. And the matrix, the world around us, our unnatural world, is a world of limitation, but the only thing keeping you there is your mind. And so when a lot of people have spiritual awakenings, what's actually happening is like they're not going into some outer higher spiritual dimensional realm, like striving somewhere outside of themselves. What's really happening is they're just becoming more deeply embodied, moving out of their mind, which has kept them trapped and shackled and limited and weak. And they're returning back into the body's intelligence, following their body, healing their body, removing the blockages within their body, turning on their gifts, and gaining more strength. Their aura becomes stronger. They start to magnetize what is actually in alignment with their soul and their spirit, and then they start to live a life of more ease rather than resistance. So that's the goal, is we want to remove our blockages, our energetic blockages, by getting out of our minds and getting back into the body. So human design is such an amazing tool for getting out of your mind and getting back into your body, because every single one of us, we have what's called an authority. And your authority is like your guiding light to making decisions in this lifetime that are in alignment with your true soul, with your highest calling, with your highest path. So for some of us, that's the emotional solar plexus. About like 50% of humanity has this emotional solar plexus, where it's actually the home of our emotions, which is located in the solar plexus, that is going to show you how to make decisions that's in alignment with your highest good, rather than trying to use your logical thinking mind to like think your way into things. You ride out your emotional wave, you ride out the highs and lows of that wave until you eventually come to this place of clarity and deep peace and inner knowing. And then you know that you're making the right choice for you. It's your body showing you through your emotional wave. Some of us have the splenic center as our authority, and that comes in like it's the home of instinct. So it's going to come in like a lightning bolt of clarity and of knowing. It's your gut instinct, your gut reaction that comes in one hit. You know if something's right for you in one hit. And the more that you listen and trust your one hit instincts, the more you start to live in alignment, and you'll see that things start to manifest and get pulled to you rapidly, right? So we're like we're relearning how to trust our body's intelligence instead of letting our logical thinking minds keep running the show, which is keeping us trapped in limitation and trapped in suffering and misery. Okay. So some of us also have an ego authority, where your wants, whatever you really want, whatever your body is like lighting you up and like, oh, I really want that. I'm getting so energized by that. I'm getting so excited about that. Your wants are showing you which direction you need to go in your life. It, even if it makes no logical sense, right? So again, it's like your body getting turned on and revved up by something. Some of us have the sacral center as our authority. That's the gut response. That's your body getting like physically turned on and lit up and energized and excited about the idea or prospect of whatever it is that comes into your world that you're now going to respond to. You're either going to respond yes, like, my body is feeling lit up by this. I'm excited about this. Yes, I know it's right for me, even if I can't explain why, even if it doesn't make sense on paper, even if it's not logical. My body's saying yes. So let me trust my body. Or your body's going to feel turned off, like constricted, like tight. And that's your body's way of showing you and telling you, like, not this one. This ain't it. This ain't it. Even though it's not making sense on paper, just say no to this one. And so you're gonna, whatever, you're gonna respond no. And then as you begin to trust your body's intelligence based on your unique design, all of a sudden you're going to start to just fall into alignment, and you're going to live in resonance with your head, your higher heart, your true soul, and your heart and your gut and your womb. Like everything's going to come into resonance. You're going to finally feel fulfilled and peaceful, and like you're in tune and in flow with the rhythm of the universe. You're in resonance. And then that is what programs your home of law of attraction. It's known as the magnetic monopole. It's like a diamond that sits right in the middle of your chest. And it's a monopole. So it only has one pole. It just pulls life and it pulls opportunities and people and circumstances and things into your reality. We're all our own universe, right? So you're going to now consciously program your magnetic monopole to start bringing you the right people, places, and opportunities and experiences that are actually in alignment with your highest good, with your true self, with your soul. Now that you're more in full resonance, mind, body, spirit, aura, like true holistic health. So human design is like this life hack for true holistic health, coming into resonance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And now you can trust yourself, you trust your body is leading you in the right direction. And now you have this internal guiding system that is your body that you now trust to lead you to the right things that are meant for you. So it's so beautiful. It is life hacking. It is deconditioning. It's getting out of the mind and getting back into the body. And I'm obviously so lit up by this. I'm so passionate about this because it's actually in my very own design to share new innovative ways and ancient wisdom to help us get out of outdated ways of thinking and being, and to bring us into a completely new era. Like that is in my design. It's in my design as a 5/1 emotional manifester that I am here to learn and fall down all of these different rabbit holes, like everything that has brought me here now, that has laid my foundations for my work, for my quantum healing work, my quantum alignment work. It's all set me up so that I've like built this strong foundation of knowledge so that I can help guide others and like solve challenges and problems for others and our society as a whole with innovative ways and nuggets of ancient wisdom, and weaving them together to help people navigate these unprecedented times and dimensional shifts. And then my energy as a manifester means that I have this internal nonverbal flow, like a direct connection to source or to my higher self that channels through me. And then I act on my urges. Like whatever I have an urge to do, I trust that it is my higher self guiding me to the next great thing for me. So when I had an urge to, I heard about the gene keys and my whole body was like, yes, boom, became obsessed with the gene keys. Heard about human design, I was sobbing. My whole body was like tingling. I got goosebumps all over. I'm like, boom, yes, I have an urge to learn about this. Now I devoted myself to learning all about it. Same thing with like Western astrology, womb healing, Ayurveda nutrition, polarity, energy healing. Like I get these urges to go do something based on my internal world. I'm not waiting for a sign from my outer reality. I trust my internal flow, and then I act upon it and I take action in like this cyclical way. I get bursts of energy and I have so much energy to take inspired creative action, and I do. I get so much done in a short amount of time, and then it's followed by periods of rest, introspection, until that next wave of inspiration comes, that next great thing. And then it's like it leads me off on this other adventure. And then I'm like, boom, do. And then I rest. And then I got the next best thing. And then it's like, boom. So I have this cyclical energy. That's the nature of a manifester. If you're a manifester, you have this cyclical energy. And so, anyway, my point is that it's in my very design to be sitting here right now sharing all of this with you and to be of service in this sort of way. So let's get into it. I don't know how much time I have because my precious baby is napping. So I wanted to just like paint the picture for us, right? Get us into the human design magic. And I want to talk about the aura types. So there's 5 main aura types, and this is the cornerstone of human design. Your aura is how you are dancing through this time-space continuum. And the man who channeled human design, Ra Uru Hu, he just created this beautiful imagery that I think of often. It's that every single one of us is a crystal. We're all a unique cut of a crystal. And we're constantly being like blasted with information from the sun, from the moon, from the stars, from the planets, from the comets, like whatever. Everything out there is constantly raining information down on us, and we are porous. Like we pick all of that up, we take all of that in. We're constantly being blasted with information. But depending on the cut of the crystal, it's going to create, like the light rainbow spectrum in different patterns depending on the cut of the crystal. So all of us are receiving the same like information, but in different ways. We're going to receive it in a different way and then output it in a different way depending on our cut of the crystal. And when we're all operating in alignment, then we all come together as this beautiful, puzzle piece, like this beautiful, it is this masterful symphony, right? We're all like music notes, a part of this masterful symphony. We're all crystals. And so there's 5 different aura types that you can be. And the first one that makes up 9% of the population are manifestors. They have an internal nonverbal flow from source. They get these internal urges and then they act upon their inner world and they initiate. They are the initiators. They get the ball rolling and they are the catalyst. They get something off the ground, they initiate and they get the ball rolling. Then we have the generators, which make up 33% of the population, and they are the great builders. They're going to respond to whatever it is that is lighting them up and turning them on and revving them up, and they're excited about it. And then they go ahead and they have consistent life force energy. They regenerate their life force energy every single day so that they are able to build, build, build. And over time, they become a master of their craft. They're the master builders. And then 36% of the population are manifesting generators, where they are the builders as well. They're going to respond to their outer environment, whatever is lighting them up, but they are here to find shortcuts to mastery. So they build whatever they're lit up by and passionate about, but they also act on their internal world to like refine it and find a new way of doing something to become a master in a different way. And then we have 20% of the population are projectors, and they have the internal mechanism to see everything from a bird's eye point of view. And they see how systems come together, how people come together, and they're here to know the other person. Like they have this internal mechanism that their aura projects right into someone else. They can see right into someone else's soul. They know their greatest gifts and their greatest weaknesses, and they know how to guide and direct that individual so that they can, fulfill their gifts, and to see how everyone can come together as these beautiful puzzle pieces. They're like the leaders. They're the ones overseeing. They're guiding. And then we have 1% of the population are reflectors, and their aura is like Teflon, like nothing permeates it. And they're here to sample and mirror their environment, their community, and then they reflect it out. So they are the embodiment of their community. And then that's how you can see like the temperature and the health of the tribe, of the community, of the business, wherever they find themselves. It's going to be reflected through that individual. And so, really, at the quantum purpose, reflectors are really here to heal the world. They're very unique beings who they take in the world around them, and then they're going to amplify it and embody it for other people to see very clearly that this is the energy of the environment and of the community. So, which one do you think you are after hearing that? You know, you're going to feel some type of way. Like you're going to feel excited about this. You're going to get, like I said, when I first found it, I just started sobbing because finally everything made sense for me. why I felt so different, why I felt like I couldn't just like fit in, because manifestors are not supposed to fit in. They're supposed to carve out a path for themselves that's never been done before. Each type has its own quantum purpose. I'm going to dedicate each section, each episode for each type so I can really dive in and do them justice. And I'd like to get some interviews on here too. I'm going to interview people that I think are like a perfect embodiment of their energy type and bring them on so that you guys can hear from them. But yeah, so the five aura types are the cornerstone of human design. And as you just heard, like we all come together as these beautiful puzzle pieces. Like we all need each other. We all need each other. Manifestors are the ones that initiate and get the ball rolling. They get something off the ground, but then they don't have the consistent life force energy to see it through till the end, to keep it going. That's why then it gets handed off to the generator types who regenerate their life force energy every single day. They do have the energy to do it, and master it and see it through till the end. Then the projectors are the ones that oversee the whole operation, and they're the leaders, they're the guides. They see how we can all come together and how we can make things better and more efficient. They see how the systems operate, right? And then the reflectors are like showing us if it's working or not. So it's truly this beautiful, I mean, it's just mind blowing, really, to me. I think it's so powerful. It's so beautiful. And we do all come together as these beautiful puzzle pieces, and we all need each other. Every single one is so equally powerful and important, equally in just different ways. So it's going to show you your innate gifts and your innate genius. And that's really like an amazing place to start when you're just getting started with your human design. Okay. And what was I going to say next? As you can see, I'm just so passionate about this. I've done hundreds and hundreds of readings for people. And every single time I've done a reading with someone, they've just been like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so accurate. And it's so healing because it really is this permission slip to be exactly who you were born to be and to shine your light so bright and get out of your mind already. Like, get out of your head, get back into your body, get back into your power. And it's just the ultimate life hack. So there's so many different aspects of human design that we're going to get into in another episode. We're going to get into, I'm going to dive deep into the authorities. I'm going to have one episode all about those authorities that I said, you know, the emotional solar plexus, the splenic center, the ego center, etc. Then I'm going to have a whole episode about the profile types. There's 12 different profile types that you are. So a 5-1 manifestor is very different than a 2-4 manifestor. Okay. So you're just getting more and more. It's like trickling down just how unique you are until you get to your unique configuration. And there's never been anyone else alive, and there never will be anyone else with your repeat activation sequence. You know, like when we really break it down, no one will ever have your exact configuration. And that's what's so beautiful about uniquely you. Like this really is a map, it's a doorway into your unique soul key, you know, like what you designed before you got here so that you could be the person of your dreams, so that you could be, you know, the healed ancestor, so that you could uplift Earth and her people and permeate your gift throughout the entire collective. It's so beautiful. It's so empowering. And we're going to get all into it. Okay. Don't you worry. So go find out what your aura type is. That's a great place to start. And then tune back in. We're just going to dive all the way into it. Let's get it. And that's all for now. Okay. Peace out.